What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Semler, and today we're going to be doing a user interface guide for the game Bloodline Champions. Now, I know you guys are excited as I am because it's out on Steam, yeah! And that's probably where you guys are coming from because, you know, hopefully we're going to get a nice, large influx of new players, new blood in the scene, and that's really what we're all about here. So, hey, we got an in-game tutorial. You guys can go through the combat system there and get a taste of the action, but are there any tutorial videos really describing to you how the UI works and how, you know, all of this game really ties in? So this is kind of like what I'm working on. This is going to be the first of many videos, I hope, that I'll be putting together and really like allowing you guys to ease in to Bloodline Champions and also giving you some tips that will perhaps put you ahead of the pack when you're first getting into the game. So how we're going to go about that, I've yet to decide. But, you know, because I'm doing this live and because I'm doing it through a stream, it's a little ghetto. But bear with me because it's worth it. You know, this is just the kind of stuff that's going to be able to answer some of these questions. Now, first off, what I want to cover is the help channel. Now, the help channel is this sick little channel down here. You can go ahead and join it at the beginning of the game by typing help in the join channel. Not help. In the join channel down here, you hit that and boom, you're in a lobby. Now, this is a chat lobby. It is designed, it is created just for this purpose. You're new to the game. You don't know what to do. You don't know where everything is. Well, what's up, son? We got a chat room full of people who are willing to help and willing to answer your questions. Now, this is really the first place that you should be going if you're new to the game because it is so useful and it's full of helpful, awesome people like Hexby, Mixter X, Dr. Hell No, Cast, Losu, myself, just for example. So, I mean, hey, always a useful tool to have around. Of course, this hasn't been around for ages. People have just started really jumping into the help channel. So take advantage of that while it lasts. It is seriously a great tool to have. Now, there are some videos that exist in the tutorial system already and that are very useful, put up there by Barrett. You know, shout out to Barrett for taking the time and, you know, the effort to go ahead and put those up. But, you know, he didn't cover what was really, I find, to be extremely useful for new players, and that is, of course, the knowledge base. Now, the knowledge base is right here. You go into the Bloodgate tab. It is right under my profile, and there you have it. Beautiful. And I love this picture, surrounded by books. That's me. So you're in here. You go into the gameplay, and under gameplay, the two most important tabs, in my opinion, are these right here. You're going to go to the Bloodline Guide. Now, the Bloodline Guide, hey, guess what? It's a list of all the bloodlines. You got their icons right here. You can scroll across those. You got melee damage, range damage, tanks, and healers. The 4 archetypes are all covered. And you can go ahead and mouse over them to get their names. Ranid Assassin, Spearmaster, Ravener, dude, beasts, one and all. So we're going to go ahead and hit on Harbinger, really, just to give you guys a quick idea of what this is all about. This is your character preview screen. Now, the character preview screen is pretty sick because what does it do? It gives you a list of all the abilities this little badass here is capable of, such as Shadow Bolt, Nether Shift, Dark Ward, Blood Grip. You know, really, this is the bread and butter stuff, you know, that you need to know if you're going to get into a game like this because what's up? You got all these bloodlines running around the map. They're casting all sorts of stuff. It's flying through the air. You don't know what's going on. Well, this is where you come to learn. This is really what's going to allow you to, hey, okay, I know exactly what this guy's about to do to me, and it lets you get a little bit more into those mind games. Knowing what each bloodline is capable of is so important in an arena game, and really this is where you come to learn. So you're going to go ahead and mouse over these, and these will tell you all the goodies, all the information that you really need to know, such as cooldowns, cast times, range of each ability, the energy that you gain from each ability, as well as, you know, what the ability actually does. These are cool things that you need to know to do well in Bloodline Champions, and this page is really, truly invaluable. And Cast, yes, you do join that channel. What's up, son? So this is really, you know, a handy-dandy tool that you really need to take advantage of because it allows you to go ahead and really familiarize yourself with the game and really get into the thick of it much quicker because, hey, you know, rather than wasting your time putting around and, you know, you're playing the game, yeah, but you don't know what anybody's capable of. You maybe get frustrated because you didn't know what that Harbinger was going to be able to do to you in each situation. Knowing what each bloodline is capable of, I can't stress this enough, is truly an important thing to excel in this game. So go ahead and take the time and just, you know, mouse over them and get an idea, a general idea, you know, at the start of what everybody is capable of. And that'll definitely put you ahead of the pack as far as all the other noobs out there, you know, that are just getting into the game. Another cool thing, which was really what interested me when I got into the game in the first place, was finding this tab right here, Levels and Grades. Now, Levels and Grades, this is just for fun because, hey, guess what? You got levels. You drink. You know, of course, there's account progression now. Awesome. You're going to go ahead and get up those levels. You know, you play your games, you get experience, you get levels, and you get benefits from that. You know, you get new abilities, all sorts of new fun things become accessible to you as you gain levels throughout the game. The other thing, and this is kind of just a badge of honor, is your grade. Now, your grade is up here to the right of your name, and if we take, you know, in the example, Mr. Not Mr. 2 right here, I was about to say Mr. 2. Of course, this is his Smurf account, but you go grade 2. Grade 2, he's an initiate, so he's played some games, he's won some games, and the game has decided, hey, this guy's actually better than the rest. We're going to go ahead and give him the second grade. Now, grades are 1 through 30, so grade 2 is still a little bit on the low side, but, you know, this is kind of just like your, yeah, I'm a badass, I got grade 15, or I got grade 20, or whatever, you know, so it's something that's cool and lets you, you know, it gives you a goal to work towards. So how do you get these grades? These grades are, you know, obtained through the matchmaking system as well as through the normal game system if you're playing alone. Now, these two different systems kind of go hand in hand. The alone system basically is you're joining up as a, you know, alone or as a party of friends. Now, Barrett does cover that in the other tutorial video I saw in the tutorial section, how to create a party and how to create, you know, a match if you want to do that. But if you're just joining up through the new matchmaking system that BLC implemented not too long ago, this is the way to go about it. You know, you're going to go ahead and play. You play your games. You win your games. You lose some, sadly, but you win more, and you're going to get grades up that way. Now, the other way to do it is to go through the hardcore matchmaking system. That is, of course, 2v2, solo career, and 3v3. You know, if you're going to make your team, you make your team of 3 players, and you go at it in the matchmaking system. Now, down here, if you scroll a little bit, you get your little table here that tells you, okay, so what does my team rating need to be to get grade, you know, we'll say grade, you know, 11. Okay, so grade 11. Now we're making a 3v3 team. We need a 1,300 score for that team, and that's going to let us, boom, see exactly, you know, where we need to get, you know, with our rating to get the grade that we want. So if we want to get grade 20 because we want to be badasses, boom, grade 20, and you need to be at the 2020 score with your 3v3 team to make it there. So, you know, that's a really cool little function of the game that, you know, allows you to get an idea of, you know, at a glance how good somebody is. In general, you know, it's pretty accurate seeing, oh, dude, that guy's grade 20? Okay, he knows pretty much, you know, he's basically a veteran in the game and he knows what he's talking about. So, you know, covering that, really, guys, the knowledge base, I can't stress this enough. It's a very, very useful tool and something that you should take the time to look into and kind of, you know, read a little bit. You don't have to read these walls of text necessarily, but, you know, just glance on through them and get a good idea of what's going on. But these are the two sections that you should really pay attention to. The Bloodlines. The Bloodline guide is just awesome. You have all this information at your fingertips, as well as the levels and grades. This is really cool. It just lets you see, you know, how to get that EP bigger. What's up? So I think that's going to wrap up this first video, and in a minute we're going to go ahead and start the second one. So guys, you know, be sure to stay tuned and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. But thanks for tuning in for this first UI video covering the knowledge base. And we'll go ahead and try and get into some gameplay and some useful tricks as far as UI customization next. So, peace.